Five animal Qigong is the form that works deeply again on your organs. There are 20 different forms on the five animal Qigong. There are 4 roads. So, and there are 5 animals. Yeah. So tiger, deer, bear, monkey, and crane. And they go over the roads like winter road, summer road. I don't want to make it too complex, but yeah. So there are like 4 tigers, 4 monkeys, 4 bears, 4 deers, and 4 cranes, and this is what makes it these powerful 20 forms. And the main difference of these particular forms are that they're walking style. So while you do the forms, you need to walk at the same time as you do them. So they are very, very dynamic. They get really deeply, in terms of this body movements, in terms of the connection to your organs. And again, each form targets a specific organ. Each form targets specific meridian channels, the fascia lines, and works on certain things. For example, monkey connected to the liver, and the liver is associated with anger and frustration. So with monkey, we release that anger and frustration. And also our eyes are connected to the liver. So while we do the monkey, we are also exercising our eyes, which improves the vision. And many other things, like we do this different twist that gets into our posture. So yeah, this is about 5 animal Qigong. So they're walking forms, walking style. 5 element Qigong, similar in a way that they also work on the specific organs. And there are 5 forms in total, which is tiger, dragon, snake, crane, and leopard. And the only difference between the 5 element and 5 animal is 5 element is a more, it's a dynamic, but it's a more static compared to the 5 animals, that because you don't have to walk, you can just stay in one place and you just do it like to the sides. You will see the video later, so it will make more sense. And 8 trigram Qigong is different from 5 animal and from 5 element Qigong in terms that it's a continuously flowing form, and it works on the organ massage. It focuses mostly on the spine, bowing the spine in just about every direction possible, and promoting that healthy spinal brain connection. And when you do 8 trigram Qigong, people can just think you're just doing one form because you do one and you just flow into another. So there are no stops. It's just a continuous flow of these beautiful forms. And you just stay mostly in a horse stance and just, rotate your body through the spine. All of them are really beautiful. All of them have the depths and have this inner work with the organs, with the fascia, with the meridians. And I love to do them all depending on the day. However, if you are new to Qigong and if you are looking for a certain form to start with, I would highly recommend you start with either 5 element Qigong or 8 trigram Qigong, or both. So just complete these 2 and then go into the more dynamic 5 animal forms. Yeah, and if you have a chance, just check them all out. On White Tiger Qigong YouTube channel, we have a lot of classes where we do all of the different kinds of forms, so you can just see for yourself what works best and what you want to learn. There's a variety that you can choose from, what you connect best with. Yeah.
So you're going to give us a demonstration on one of the forms, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we can, you can include it in the video. Yeah, I've prepared the video where you can see me doing all of these different kinds of forms.
Right.
So you can, yeah.
So you're going to show us just now a demonstration of the 8 trigrams, or was it the 5? Which one are you going to demonstrate?
You mean right now?
Well, in the video.
Individual.
Okay, so
Individual.
this is where I cut.
Yes.
This is where I cut.
Yeah.
Let me just pause this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the video that you created for us that explains, that gives us an illustration of all of the forms of Qigong that we've been talking about right now. And I'm really excited to share everyone your form. I mean, you do a really great job of showing it on Instagram, but you're going to really explain to us why you're doing what you're doing and what each moment, what each pose means. So let's go ahead and jump into that video and take a look at your illustrations. So Natalia, you prepared for us a video of you doing all of these different types of Qigong, the 5 element, the 8 trigrams, and the animal Qigong. And throughout this video, you explain what you're doing and why you're doing it, which is kind of like a small, I guess, experience if someone were to go through a course. And when you recorded this video, did you record this video in several different places?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
Where were you recording in?
Well, I just combined, all the videos that I had, and most of them were recorded in Thailand over different times that I was there. And there was, I think, a couple which I recorded here in Abu Dhabi. So yeah,
Okay, great.
it's just, a combination, of all of the forms that I basically did. I just wanted to show it to people so they see visually how different forms look, how different forms work, what is the benefit, they bring to your body.
All right. I'm so glad you've included the element of travel in your video, but the most important part is understanding the different types of Qigong and why you do them. So let's go ahead and jump into watching that piece that you prepared for us.
Yeah.
Wow, that was amazing. I love it. I just love watching you just do the practice, like it's inspiring, I guess, just to see such beautiful form and alignment. It reminds me how more disciplined I can become in my practice as well. So before we get into the recommendations, I would love for you to talk a little bit about what your experience was like at Tao Garden. I've heard a lot about Tao Garden. It's Montauk Chi's training space. And in fact, we have other speakers who have connected with Montauk Chi through interview and other people who have done training there. And I have like this fascination about visiting Thailand to do the training that Montauk provides. And I hope to one day meet him. So tell us a little bit about your experience, what it was like being there at the Tao Garden.
Yeah, Tao Garden is a very, very beautiful place. I was there first for one training that I did. And then after that training, we did a Montauk's Chia training. So I got introduced into, that place and the beauty of it, how it's all done in the Feng Shui, style. There are ponds and there's nice food and, just nice places to go and walk, this nature, you connect to nature, you connect to this nice energy. And you definitely meet a lot of amazing people there. This is my favorite part about Tao Garden. It always attracts this very interesting people that you won't meet, in real life. It's just this very powerful, energetic place. And I got introduced into Qigong the second time I was there, to White Tiger Qigong. So the second time I went there just for holidays because it's just a great place to recharge, relax. And little did I know that I would meet Tevia and be, introduced into Qigong, and it will become my path. So magical things happen in that place.
So it's like,
yeah. So
it's not just like
if you have a chance,
to any vacation, destination. There is like, you actually feel the chi, you feel the energy. Like the moment that you go there, it's just like, just breathtaking, right? That's what I hear. It's
Yeah.
just like, wow. And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden magic just happens. You start to meet people and you're just like, man, how beautiful is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful place. If you have a chance to visit it, I highly recommend you, because yeah, it's a unique one. You know, they do a lot of different courses there that are just amazing. You know, we did all of my trainings for White Tiger Qigong I did there, and it was always an amazing experience.
It's definitely on my bucket list, that's for sure. And I plan to check that off very, very soon. As soon as we can go back to traveling, I plan
Hmm.
to go there. So, Natalia, you have recommendations for us for people who are wanting to try this out, are curious, they like to know a little bit more, but they're not too sure how to go about that. So can you tell us, what do you recommend? What are like the top recommendations that you would suggest to anyone who is just like hearing this for the first time?
Hmm. Well, my first recommendation would be definitely go and check it out, you know, on YouTube through our free classes. Just see how it feels. You know, we give those little short classes that give you a taste of what it is. And see if this is what you want to include in your life, and make it a part of your life, a part of your flow, everyday flow. And in terms of just general recommendations, just practice gratitude. We have so many things to be grateful for. There are so many amazing things that surround us, and just notice them. In Qigong, this connection to nature give me that humbleness, give me that gratitude to everything I have around me personally. And I feel it just brings you to really high vibration, to high energy level, and open up so many things for you. Just know the simple gratitude techniques, and certainly become aware of your inner parts, your organs, your channels. We see ourselves on the outside. We're pretty familiar with what's on the outside, but hardly ever, we look inside. But if you just focus on your organs, there are a lot of beautiful meditations like 6 healing sounds for the organs, or just this inner smile for your organs. It will, your body will be so happy in terms of energy, in terms of this connection, and your body will start responding. Our body is constantly talking to us. We just need to pay attention to all of the signals. We need to listen within, and this will make it all complete. This will make it all like a flow, like a balance, bring everything into place. Yeah, so just connect.
It's like it's freedom, it's like
Yeah.
I think that sometimes when people think about going inward and trying to like meditate or trying to like understand this, like the human being that they're in, they might get like this perception of, oh, I have to be zen like, and that's not really it. It's just
No.
expanding your awareness, right? Like a lot of
Mhm.
times we feel that we can be, or maybe some are just tunnel vision. And if it's not in black and white and there's no evidence behind it, then it's not true. When really we are beings that are so expansive. We are so great, and not only in our knowledge, but in our awareness and our awareness around us. And when we take that time to just really sit still and just observe, the space between myself and
Mhm.
you, or the space between myself and the door, and we just sit in curiosity, we end up stepping into that childlike mentality, that kind of like, oh my gosh, this is really interesting. And another thing too is just it really balances out our nervous system. And our nervous
Mhm.
system goes from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And when we step into that parasympathetic nervous system state, then that's when everything starts to evolve and our body heals. And the more that we can maintain that, the better. Of course, we need to be in a sympathetic nervous state. And sometimes some Qigong practices, forms put us in that state, but it also takes us through that ebb and flow of like the
Mhm.
most challenging peak in that in that form to like the most relaxing kind of like, graceful part in that form. And then also it
Yeah.
helps us connect with our breath. And I feel like a lot of times when we're stressed out, when we're living in this Western lifestyle, we don't breathe. And breathing is
Mm-hmm.
like a massive part of Qigong. It's the
Yeah.
exchange of oxygen, and we need
Mm-hmm.
that. So now you also have an online program that is live. And what I mean by live is, it's not pre-recorded. You really sit with people on a Zoom call and you guide them through this fundamentals of Qigong. So can you tell us a little bit more about this online training that you provide for people all over the world?
Yeah. So I do different kinds of trainings for people. Sometimes I do this, fundamental workshops where I basically include the forms and the theory. So this is for those people who want to understand more in terms of what Qigong is, how it works on your body, what kind of principles it's based on, and also get this practice. And I usually do either 5-element Qigong or 5-animal Qigong. And this program is about 2 weeks. It goes for like 7 days, like from 2 to 3 hours in a day. And so there you can expand on this, on theory component as well as practice component. But I also do just classes, just this evening classes. I have one coming up for 5-element Qigong in December. So basically, I'm going to do Zoom classes, just evening classes, and that people can come in, where I'm going to guide them through this 5-element Qigong form, and they will have this, more like a practice for their body. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm so glad that you created this, because it's kind of like the nice bridge between just checking it out and seeing if this is something that you like to, incorporate into your lifestyle through YouTube videos. And then you
Mm-hmm.
actually explain this, giving people classes and giving them the fundamentals. And then they can take it
Yeah.
a next step further by going to White Tiger Qigong training, which is available online and
Yeah.
accessible
Yeah.
anywhere in the world, which is wonderful. And the community that is created, it's really interesting how Tevye creates this community almost like a Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
people just share and openly, and it's just they share their successes, they share some of like their challenges, and it's just really
Mm-hmm.
nice how he takes that culture from Tao Garden and creates it virtually. I just really admire
Yeah.
him for having that
Yes.
vision. So, well,
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, so if you want to just like try it out, try the forms, just learn the forms, welcome to my classes. And if you want to really go deeper into, Qigong, and maybe potentially become a teacher, or just, learn it to a level that you can adjust it for yourself, yes, I highly recommend you White Tiger Qigong trainings.
yeah.
Definitely.
So just before we finish our conversation, I have one last question for you. And that's, if when you look back on your life and you see what life was like before Qigong to where you are now, how would you describe this transition? Like how do you feel, or how do you visualize yourself mentally? Like what is the distinction between life then and life now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good question. Well, I definitely feel that now I'm much more connected to myself and specifically to my body. I was always a person who was interested in all the spiritual things, all this energy. But Qigong really gave me that inner connection within myself. And it led me through Qigong, through just practicing Qigong. I've met so many amazing people, like you're one of them, and it just lets me, expand beyond, meet so many of these people, learn from them, and grow to, to a level that I could never imagine. I teach it. I never would like have thought that I'm going to be teaching qigong in my life, and now I'm teaching it every single day. This is a tool to help people, to transform their life, to transform their body, and understanding within their body, building this energy and connecting deeper within. Yeah, so it's a really, it's a great gift for myself, and it's a gift that I can share with people around me.
I believe everyone can experience that. And I believe that everyone deserves to experience that as well. And I like to just thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to just have this conversation with us and to just share your very transparent experience of, being Russian and then traveling to Thailand and then immersing yourself into a culture that became a part of you, and just sharing your story with so many of us who are so curious about this qigong and how it works, and
Mm-hmm.
why people are so attracted to it. So thank
Yeah,
you so much, Natalia, for
thank you. Thank you so
everything.
much, Antonika. Yes, it was really nice talking to you, and I really hope to see you one day in person.
Yeah, I do too. And I hope that this message really transpires into people's homes in a way that makes them feel like, wow, I do have the potential. It gives them the confidence that, I can be, this incredible human being, that I can heal, and I can have a
Yeah,
practice that I can take anywhere in the world and not feel limited by what, Western medicine says, or be limited by what somebody says I cannot do. It doesn't matter if you are in a wheelchair or if you are, disabled. Anybody can practice qigong. Anybody, and
definitely.
anybody can
Mm-hmm.
feel the qi. They can feel that energy, that sensation, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
gift. I think that's the gift.
Yeah, yeah.